Okay, so if you're new to playing the handpan, I'm going to share a few tips on how to approach playing as a beginner to kind of get a feel for this instrument, different ways you can play and approach it to create different songs or beautiful sounds with the handpan. So if you have seen some of my other videos or taken some of my courses on the tongue drum, you'll notice that these two types of drums are very similar. The handpan and the tongue drum have a lot of similarities. A lot of them have a similar note placement or design. A lot of the sounds are very similar. There's a lot of similar scales out there between the tongue drums and the handpans. So if you are approaching the handpan but have played a tongue drum before, some of the lessons and techniques are similar. There are a few differences that are very unique to this specific type of handpan and this type of drum, but I'm going to share some ways to easily approach it if you don't have any drumming background. So the first thing to look at is to look at the design of your handpan and understand how many notes there are, how they are arranged and placed, and feel free to find a place where you can sit and approach the tongue drum where you're comfortable and you're really easy. It's really easy to reach all the different notes with your hands. If you want to scoop forward or even sit on the ground, that can be helpful. One thing that I really like that is similar to the tongue drum and the handpan is that there's typically some lower notes and higher notes. So what's really important is to find those first. Even if you don't know what specific note it is, or you're not reading music according to like a scale or specific notation, you can still find the low notes and the high notes. So a lot of times the low note on at least a handpan is going to be in the center. This is going to be the largest note and it's going to be the deepest note. This is one that I really like as a pulse rhythm. So you can hit it and know that this is a very steady low note. There's also going to be 3 other lower notes, and these will be on my left. And then some of the higher notes are going to be on the right. So just finding the middle ones too that are kind of in between the scale. This is a D minor scale, by the way. There's a lot of different scales out there, but this one has 9 notes and is a D minor scale. And so once you've found your note and are a little oriented with the arrangement of the notes, one thing to think about is how you're going to approach playing the notes. A lot of times you'll see handpan videos or tutorials or people playing it, and most of the time they're using their hand, hence the name handpan. And you can decide if you're going to approach playing with your hands, or some of the handpans come with mallets that are similar to tongue drum mallets or other type of mallets that you can be used. And these are rubber mallets. And for ease of approaching playing, if you are used to playing with mallets or stick drums, this might be the first step you take to getting oriented with your handpan, is just starting off with the mallets, because in my opinion it's a little bit easier because you're not as concerned as with the technique of your finger and the angle and positioning that you're actually hitting and striking the notes. The mallets are a little simpler, so you could start off that way. And for this handpan, I noticed that the center notes, hitting right in the middle where this divot is where you're going to get the richest, deeper sound. If you use your mallet and hit on the edge, it gets a little sharper, which is not bad, it's just a different sound. So kind of deciding what kind of sound you're trying to evoke or share when you're playing. For right now, we're going to focus on just hitting in the center. A very easy pattern to start with is just counting 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and alternating between your right and left hand. I'm going to start with my 1 here on the center lowest note, and then I'm going to go 2. The second one will be with my left hand, and then I'm just going to alternate. Do, 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 do. So here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So that's a very simple rhythm to practice where your left hand is just staying in one place, hitting one note, and your right hand is alternating between 2 notes. When you get a little more comfortable, you can start moving around your right or left hand to add in additional notes, like this. First rhythm to try to learn on the handpan. If you want to try doing this with your fingers and hands playing it instead of the mallets, you would just do the same thing. I like to approach playing the handpan with the pads of 2 of my fingers together. I've noticed that that's just a little bit easier for me. A lot of different people teaching the handpan will have different methods or approaches, and I think just approaching it where you can get the sound that you're wanting and hitting it where it feels comfortable with your fingers is the best way to just start approaching it, and then you'll fine tune and adjust as you go. Pattern, and I'm still hitting right in the divot of the note. So I'm not hitting the edges, I'm hitting further into that divot. Okay, so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then if we're going to add in some more movement, here's how it would sound. Playing this with 4 notes instead of just 3. So thank you so much for watching and following along. I'm going to put a link in the description of this video to where you can find this specific handpan. This is a handpan that's made by Cosmos, and it's their 9-note D minor golden handpan. I'll put a link below. Please subscribe to my channel and follow along. I welcome any comments and questions as you go along this drumming journey. So thank you so much.